And now for 433 by John Cage.
Three, two. We're live.
Banter.
You know, I thought I was going to break first, but I didn't.
Yeah, it nearly broke me.
Hey, it was better than 0 seconds this time. We're making progress here.
I mean, also something I'm going to say about getting room tone is that because we're not all speaking at the same time, there is room tone in between every time we speak.
Touche.
And also, if room tone changes throughout the recording session, you can get room tone from a different part of the session. For example, the sound of night is different from the sound of day.
I was going to say, because different little fucking birds sit outside of my house and torment my birds inside, depending on when they're eating out front versus on the side of the house.
I love a tormentor bird. They're so cute.
I was afraid that there was going to be a siren playing.
Oh, yeah. I think the robins and the cardinals in our yard have started. They know that our birds are in there and they yell back and forth and they're like curious about our birds and our birds are curious about them. So I'm like, you'll never meet, but what happens?
That's nice.
Hey,
Oh, like they think
there?
a bird's trapped in there. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you trapped in
Yeah,
there?
literally. They're like,
Can you birds see the window?
I don't think so. This is all I know.
So they swoop by the window to spy on their friends, but we don't have a perch for them over there because we try to minimize the amount of surface area that has poop on it. But over by the door, the front door has like, it's not frosted glass, but there's some that's like almost like emerald cut or bezel cut, whatever. So they could see out a little bit if they're standing in one spot, but it sends refracted rainbows across the room. So it's not a really great view, but we think we're going to put a tension rod just in that like doorway so that they can sit on it and start to like look out at their friends.
I mean, animals love TV. Like our cat Ellie, who's a beautiful tortoiseshell, she frequently, and today she was gets in the window and yells at birds.
Oh yeah, we used to put bird seed. Actually, the reason we have birds is because we had bird seed when a parakeet landed on our windowsill, and the bird seed was because we wanted Ebony to be like a theater cat and not a television cat. So we would invite live performers up onto our fire escape every once in a while to entertain her. She loved them. Ebony was our cat. Yeah.
Did he succeed?
Well, we were so successful that now we have birds living in the house. So.
No, I meant the theater versus TV cat dichotomy.
Yeah, she was only interested in the television as far as standing in front of it.
So no, okay.
But she would look at
today,
pigeon performers.
Only interested in media. That's
these pets today. They've always got their face in their screens.
Well, should we kick it off, Ethan?
How's everybody doing tonight? Just a quick round of hellos and highs, and then we're gonna kick it off.
I slept in.
That's
nice.
The best.
All my
Sleeping in is the
coworkers are mad at
best.
me. It's Monday.
They're like, joke's on you, suckers.
They just got a case of the Mondays.
Chumps.
It's also Monday of the first week, so I probably shouldn't have slept in, actually.
Wheel.
That's right. Happy Pride.
Woo!
Yes.
Mostly people are at the post office to pay their rent, but yeah, I guess also they could be there for Pride. Probably not.
Well, I wasn't thinking about the post office for Pride. I was just thinking of the first or beginning of the month is the first week. Oh, it's June. There were a few thoughts in the middle.
More than one thought can be had. It's okay. We contain
that's-
multitudes.
That's ridiculous. That's not true. There can be only one thought at a time, possibly zero.
And that thought is sharks. Moving on.
The sharks. Yeah, let's start this up then. Da 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 da. Getting into my head too much.
Are you stalling for yourself?
Is this diegetic, Ethan? Like, is this happening in the world of the game? We're hearing this strange music.
I was cursed by a witch after I didn't appreciate her music. I prefer this to speaking.
Was the musician Moira Rose?
But witches. Welcome to Seasons Keep, where the seasons are places and the undead and living thrive together out of spite. This is the spring campaign of the Sometimes Kingdom, the Beast Orb Bounty of Brocadia County. Previously on the Sometimes stream, DCI Beads, the Skunk Unnaturalist, Bessemer Lentils Neversing, the Mind Witch Alienist, Fasole the Demon Knight, and his brother Hirsute, the Skeleton Needle Fighter, had leased a pink Chevalier car in the unnamed port city of Western Springside. After arriving at the region of Brocadia in Christine, they headed to Brocadia City to scare up some quests, but no quests were to be had. Everything was alarmingly pleasant for peak monstrosity season. A naturalist and a naturalist asks the adventurers to partake on an unusual quest. Monstrosities and animals all over the area were disappearing at an accelerating rate, including the mayor of Brocadia's cat. Mayor Arcana's, as it turns out, somewhat illegal cat, a Summerside tiger stripe about the size of a bear, had taught itself some magic. After a heat exchange, the adventurers were on the city payroll to find the cat and the source of the disappearances. They gumshoot around the city in an increasingly reedy series of vignettes, interviewing monster hunters, unnaturalists, and even machinists at a local garage where Bessemer magpied some magical interface Gugas. After a drunken fact-off, Hirsute headed east to the canal at the edge of town just in time for a freshwater whale, one of those, pretty common, to destroy a passenger boat and get wedged into the canal. Bessemer swapped minds with the whale to calm it down, and DCI Beans transmogrified into an eel, as Hirsute and Fasole rescued those in danger of drowning. A teenager who snuck on was narked on by a local, and suspecting its involvement, they quickly acted to head them off and interrogate them, only for them to literally slip through their fingers and swim through the ground magically towards the forest. They headed into the city's common orchards with a wheelbarrow full of water for DCI Beans while he waited to be turned back from a non-talking eel into a talking skunk. And once back in their car, encountered a knight in orange armor who thought they were there to buy something of value. Beast orbs. Not having none of it, never, they subdued the knights and negotiated with a giant fire-breathing salamander who emerged from this technically monstrous bit of machinery. With the forest on fire from said salamander and the teenager fleeing the underbrush, they now have the password to operate beast orbs. Several in their possession, an unconscious knight, and an eerie sense that the beast orbs are all connected to one another through some source of tactics magic. However, the forest is on fire. What shall you do?
By the way, I found an artist interpretation of the beast orb that I just wanted, because this is they're hard to envision for listeners.
It's true. It's nothing like this has ever been thought of before. It's a
something to
unique
ponder
idea.
on.
So I found something sort of similar to what a beast orb might.
I've
look
never
like.
seen one of those before.
Just
that's an
I just
There's
want
a
to.
hole in it.
Yeah, the hole means it's bad tactics magic because anybody could press it open. The danger of a beast orb is that it is both open and shut all the time.
I'm realizing that we're turning this into a podcast. I have shown an image of a beast orb.
Yes.
Let the record state that.
Let the record
Ben
state
has
clearly.
shown
A
an image
legally
of the beast
distinct
orb.
artifact of recent invention in the world of Seasons Keep.
If you were to put a monster in your pocket,
in a circle.
We're just gonna have to bleep out most of this episode for legal
Our legal
reasons.
team has informed us. Yes.
Beep, 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 beep,
yes.
beep,
Now,
beep.
if you just go to cafepress.com/Stillfleet, you can buy our Pikachu t-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, if only.
Smikachorm is great.
Well, it's
What-
Shanzai.
what-
Yeah, I was gonna say it would definitely be
Yeah.
like Pikachu with like a couple letters different.
Pikachu, it is a large fire-breathing salamander. Not any other kind of information.
And it's
or
Pika
animal
because
know-how.
it's spicy, not because
Pika.
yeah.
It's a picante
It's-
chew.
So it's a
I
and it sneezes the fire out.
And so in my notes, I have the unintended weird consequences chart, which one of them happened. And my notes from the end of last session are under the you become convinced for D20 rounds that you are a ranger named Fenrir Treewalker. I just wrote, this happens to Charmander Knight. That's how I describe
Indeed,
end of the last
having
session.
brought him back for the brink of death, the untoward consequences for using such unheimlich medical magic.
So for 200 seconds.
Let's see. Let's find
Well,
out.
he's bleeding
how
out
long.
still. We never stop him from bleeding.
Well,
I
he's
think
not
we
dead.
rolled a 10. I have the number 10 written down and circled. I don't know what else it would mean.
That's how many liters of blood have come out of him.
Yeah. The blood has started returning back to the knight's body with the process of witch stitching. However, that knight is still grievously wounded, and now let's find out. Ooh, for 12 rounds, this knight, whatever their name was, their identification, doesn't matter. This knight is now Fenrir Treewalker, should they, wake up from their unconsciousness. But yeah, this section of the forest is kind of on fire at the moment because this fire-breathing salamander is from a fireproof part of the forest, and this ain't it, chiefs.
And the salamander's still here, right?
Yeah, he's standing awkwardly there, just sort of like heavy breathing.
His name is Fenrir Treewalker. You can call
Just a
him by his
coincidence?
name.
The salamander? I don't think
No,
this.
the knight is Fenrir Treewalker.
Oh, he's the knight. Got it. He's not the.
Yeah.
Excuse
Can I
me.
ask, in terms of
Mr.
bearing the lead,
Salamander.
sorry, just like what the fuck? Like, how is the forest on fire? Like, are we in literal danger? We're all gonna
With
die.
flames. Yeah. That's how it works.
Yeah. So before you were able to do
Sorry,
some
Ben,
quick calming, sure, yeah, doing some quick negotiating and calming down of this large fire breathing salamander, in a peak of rage, from being so terribly confined inside a beast orb, let loose a volley of fire onto Fasole, who stepped into it, being both a demon and also wearing a suit of armor. Was able to get a quick snack and absorb most of the fire. However, the cone of fire from a fire-breathing salamander is quite wide, and the part of the forest directly behind Fasole has now ignited.
Right, but is it? We're all gonna die unless we all run away right now, or like?
No,
Well,
I think
that's-
the fire will spread to the city, to the town.
Oh,
could.
that's even worse.
Yeah,
Fire
you're still
tends to
pretty
spread.
close. Yeah, it's so. Here's the thing. Springside is pretty wet in general. It's quite stormy. So there probably isn't immediate deadly danger to the city. However, a whole lot of smoke is coming up, and a big chunk of this immediate part of the forest is now aflame. That fire was quite hot.
So Fasole sort of turns to the salamander, who is our friend now, we freed from captivity,
Acquaintance at
and
best.
says, "Mr. Salamander, I didn't catch your name. Have you said your name?"
He stops a sort of heavy breathing. He's trying to remember how to say it in I guess the Seasons Keep common, which I haven't come up with a name yet.
How about
We can
French?
try to pronounce salamander.
Yeah, you might just wind up offending him, but you certainly can. It's a Scryforks Gogix.
Scryforks Gogix. I see. Yes.
Your pronunciation is very good. Excellent.
Mr. Gogix, you have a magnificent fire-breathing organ. Do you happen to have a fire-suppressing organ?
The Gryforks looks up at the canopy, looks over at the fire, sort of not quite penetrating his skull, and then sort of says like, right, other things are not fireproof because sometimes I hit them with fire and then I can consume them, and I couldn't do that if they were fireproof. So looks over at the trees, looks back at you, and says, "Yes, I do, in fact," and starts stomping the ground very hard with both of his very large feet. So this
Great
is
idea.
my
And
fire
Fasole gets
scrubbers.
on the ground and starts smacking it with his hands.
I start stomping on the ground and turn it into a dance for the fire.
I run towards Christine because I'm worried about her.
Good call.
I just don't want to die, but I guess if anyone else is in danger, maybe I'll help Bessemer as needed if a skunk could help you. Move
Yes, come dance.
Fenrir.
I take one little tiny rip of Bixby and put some water on it so that you can hold a wet paper towel across your face.
Oh, it's just for those listeners tuning in at home. Bixby is the animated roll of paper towels, who is Bessemer's familiar, whom she keeps inside her rucksack at all times.
I'm muttering in Quebecois skunk about the like someone dressing me up for Halloween as a mummy. Do they have Halloween in Seasons Keep, Ethan?
They have more Halloweens than you can count. They have
It's like every month.
They have every society's reversal holiday, inversion holiday. They have a bunch of their own, and for Halloween proper, past All Hallows Eve in Interhart, most non-residents try to clear out because it can get real terrifying. But most other places have it as well.
It's just not as
So
dangerous.
metal. It's just not as bloody, dangerous, eyeball dripping, fun, sexy, exciting.
Depends
of it what
how
you
you
will.
want to describe it.
Sometimes there's party monsters there.
Yes,
It's
that's
true. Yeah, so DCI Beans, you are, I think, at this point now, huffing into the skein of a paper towel who has so generously lent a part of itself for you to breathe. Bessemer, you are doing a dance. I'm going to say that the dance is quite successful at being a dance. At this moment in time, it is not doing a great job putting out the fire. However, Scribox and Fasole are in fact stomping out the best that they can. Several of the trees are still on fire. Hirsute, you get to Christine, who seems to be outside of the range of the blaze at this point in time. Christine beeps a couple of times and wonders if there's anything that she can do to help, but is also willing to simply take Hirsute away from all of them, leave on the open road, and then we can just leave them all behind forever, never to talk to any of these people again. Beep, beep, let's go, open the car. Let's go, get in. We can drive away right now.
I just want for the record, I wasn't dancing to put out the flames. I was dancing for the fire. I can understand that it looks, because I joined in on the stomping out.
It's a common
But it's
misconception.
just too much energy. I just couldn't say no. But in hearing the beep, I'm like, okay, fine. And because I know that DCI Bean's lungs are smaller than mine, I scoop up DCI Beans and go, okay, I guess we can go back to Christine now. Once I do like a dramatic end to like the sequence of my dance. I was imagining Rooms on Fire by Stevie Nicks if anybody needed a backdrop.
I like it. Put that on a t-shirt with a picante chooser. It's good. Legally distinct, everybody. Legally distinct. Yeah. So you have
Do not
deputized
sing
this.
City on Fire. City on Fire.
I'm digging for fire. Singing a Pixie song near Brucey. That's an interesting question. Anyway, yeah, you have essentially deputized this very large salamander to put out its own fire. Fasole, your armor is now white hot, and it will take a minute or two before you are able to step in the car without burning a hole right through the bottom. But for the most part, it looks like the situation is well in hand.
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as I'm okay, I'll keep helping. I think if I burn myself, I might stop.
I'm gonna say that it's gonna take about another couple of minutes before your armor is back down to body temperature, barring any sort of magic object or liquid means. In that time period, there is still the open question about the beast orbs, which you all now have in your person. I can't remember who has them at the moment. I think it's Hirsute. Because you were the one who so expertly robbed the knight on the ground.
Yeah, is a rob. I have the round orange beast orb and the ornamental wood beast orb. I think Bessemer
indeed
has the other one.
That's right, Bessemer. You have the one that you were able to find after the Orca Majorca.
I've got the whale one,
as you just determined. You've got the whale one.
So you
at this point,
like an ornamental beast orb.
Yeah, something like that. He's holding up another picture of another beast orb from Brocadia County, a slightly different make and model. This one has a beautiful tooling on it all over.
Well, Christine, I'm glad you're safe, but I cannot leave my brother. So
beep 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 boop, boop, boop. And opens the side door for Fasole. Oh, I guess we never determined. I'm assuming this is a 4-door sedan and not a 2-door.
Yeah, we had the picture.
That's
We
right.
did determine. We had a whole conversation about this, but that's okay.
Right. We figured out it's like top speed and everything.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a specific kind of car, apparently. It's almost as if cars come in different kinds of like model or something. I don't know cars.
that doesn't
but-
sound
Oh,
right.
like different species of cars?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Each
Like
Yeah,
specific
yeah.
species.
Well, they also
Fuji
slowly
apple,
evolve because every
Honey
year
Crisp.
or two, the species is sort of like slightly different than before
yeah.
Mm,
through adaptation.
Every much like beast orbs, for instance. Cars come in all different kinds of species.
So, are we going to die in a fire, or are we going to be
Looks
okay?
like the well, you were able to protect yourselves from smokes. It looks like the fire itself is well in hand.
Here's what the
it's
whale
smokeless at
beast
this
orb
point.
looks like.
I like it.
Yeah, that
just
makes sense.
another
Yeah, it's pretty good.
handsome beast orb.
Just
So-
another
sort of an
generic-
orb that you would get while diving.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Right.
maybe.
It's another.
The podcast
pearl
listeners
for you.
are loving this bit that I've started.
Yeah. The presumed, yeah.
Lordy,
Where
McGordy.
we need to make the content recreatable and above some sort of legal parameter.
Schmackity-do, legal reasons. Okay. Yeah. So
I'm just sitting over
with-
here
with-
playing with my whale orb.
like one does. Within enough minutes, a handful of them, Fasoli's armor is cooled down enough to not to instantly burn through the passenger seat of Christine, the Pink Chevalier. All of you are able to.
I think if the
pile
fire
into
is spreading, Fasoli takes his water skin and just dumps it on himself.
It looks like the fire at this point is contained. It looks like you in deputizing the fire-breathing salamander, he's actually gotten quite into this idea of stomping out the fire and is treating it something between like a calling, a game, or maybe it's just a fun activity to do before filing a very lengthy series of complaints at the Brocania County office.
All right. I'm gonna return by now. I'm gonna say, hey, Griffax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You show us where you got where you got kidnapped.
Looks to the smoke and sticks a large tongue out, grabs an insect going by, thinks to himself, "Yeah, do you have a map? I can point it out for you."
Do we have a map?
And then some map music plays.
Yeah.
Map music. This is the map music. The map music
A
that
beautifully
plays
drawn
on
map
the podcast
appears
when a
for
beautiful map
everyone.
is shown. You can't see.
Ethan, are you asking me to share a map?
Show
And
the map, the one
which map?
labeled 3, the map of 3.
That's
Oh,
great.
We
gee.
could have talked about this. Ed.
You could have DM'd me. That's fine. I like the
I
song.
didn't
So-
think about it in advance.
This way is
I
way
didn't
better.
think about
Yeah,
it
this
in
is better.
advance.
This
So
is
this
better.
is the song.
Production.
So the salamander where you all right now is the orange dot on the map on the westernmost side of the outer area of the forest, which is leased and stewarded by the city itself. The salamander is pointing to an area directly east of it, along the part of the canal that turns back into a natural river, which leads through the more thick part of the forest, the darker green of the forest of Boss, right on the line between Boss and Brucey, the innermost portion of the forest. Beedly boop.
So we're not that far from town, it looks like.
You're not
We're
far
like an
from
hour.
town. Yeah, thereabouts.
So the forest gets way deeper if we were to go like further south, it looks like, potentially.
Mhm.
Got it.
And farther east.
Let's get out of here. This forest is on fire.
Well, we got kind of Griffax. Just show us where they got you from.
Yeah. Takes as delicate as he possibly can one large proboscis and sort of, wetly glops it down, tries to get it, and eventually is able to sort of pinpoint it on the map for you. It is on the right east of a line marked Ceylon's line on the map, directly east of where the salamander is, or where y'all are at.
Okay.
Thank you.
I do what I can.
Um,
Last sort of question. Are you leaving the knight to the consequences of his actions unconscious?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Or are you taking it with you?
I thought we were saving the night. No, was that? I thought we made a decision, but maybe I misrecall.
I
Maybe
do believe that was
made-
the general consensus.
Hang on.
Well, I think
would
we
never agree
stopped
to
him from bleeding out, but then I think we were like, yeah, go walk home, you fucking idiot.
Go drag himself bleeding home with a new identity.
I do.
We're gonna let him
remember that.
burn to death instead of bleeding out.
Well, he's not in the fire.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I mean, if he's
but we all
But
know
Jake-
that it's really not fire that gets you; it's the smoke.
Hmm.
I think the fire was contained though, so
For the
Yeah,
most
but
part,
that's
yeah.
not the smoke. I drink
if it
ominously
looks
after
like
every
they're not
time you
gonna-
say that.
if they're not gonna die immediately, then yeah, I don't care. I was just like, yeah, not gonna murder someone unnecessarily, but I mean, we can leave this person in the woods where we found them.
All
If
right.
that's
You slowly are. So, are you making your way into town, or are you making your way towards the area that Skragax has pointed out on the map for you?
I think we're going cruising. But not.
Ooh, that's fun. I'll tell you
Wait,
where
not
all the
like that.
cruising spots in Brocadia are.
I have no control over Christine, so I guess I'm going cruising.
Yeah. Gonna cruise into.
I can't tell which direction we're going. We're in a forest.
So we all get back in Christine and start driving off into Ceylon's line, which I assume is
Ceylon's
a
line.
road.
So you are driving deeper into the forest, heading gradually into the area of the slightly more inner ring of the forest known as Boss. The orchards and stewarded areas of the forest start giving way to an increasingly dense amount of foliage. The trees start getting taller and start increasingly being draped with a large but beautiful type of moss, which is native to the region. The trees are getting taller and taller, and the road is getting narrower and narrower. However, it's still quite possible to drive in it. But one thing you do notice as you get into the forest, not only is the light starting to dim with the density of the foliage, but quite suddenly, after about 20 minutes, the sound of animal life in the forest explodes. It is suddenly gone from an eerie, unnatural silence, which you had noted previously, to a loud cacophony of every type of bird, critters chittering, insects, frogs. It was a quite jarring and sudden change of the sonic landscape.
Wow, that's way more obvious when you come out of the silence than when you go into the silence.
It's like brother, do you remember when we went to that cafe that pretended it was some sort of a forest? full of
Forest, yeah. And there was
precipitation?
like that thing that looks like people but no clothes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called.
Mannequins?
Yes,
No.
exactly.
Yeah, I guess it. Yeah, mannequins. Yeah, probably a mannequin. It had like hair all over it.
Oh.
A hairy mannequin.
Big
yeah.
barrel chest.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes. That sounds familiar.
Are you talking
Where
about
is
the
this
Boreal
cafe?
Forest Cafe? And can we go to it?
The Boreal Forest
The
Cafe.
boreal forest.
Yeah. They're everywhere, really.
Hey, guys. do you
Sorry, if we're
think
going to the beast orb thing, it would be a slumbering wheeled cafe. Sorry.
Mm.
do you think there's some sort of like this weird silence is ending at a concentric spot, like we could map out the edge of where, because if all these orbs are connected.
Yes, we
I don't
could
know,
draw
I'm
a
just
picture with
spitballing
sound.
here. We could draw a picture. Yeah.
This is brilliant, Bessemer. As usual, you've really cracked the nuts.
Thanks. I
say.
really only got halfway there and then I lost it. But I think it's what I was smoking back in the woods there. But I appreciate DCI Beans, you just listening and coming through no matter what I hand you. You are
Inhaling a little smoke is good for you.
That's right. Yes. No, I've like 2 brain cells left after the forest fire, but it's more than enough to outwit most villains.
That's why humans smoke cigarettes, right?
I believe so, yes, to kill themselves. This is, I no longer really recall. I used to smoke a pipe.
Otherwise, they live way too long.
Yes.
Way
yes.
too long. Well,
They don't die naturally, do they?
Depends what you consider natural.
Yes, that's the right answer, that one.
Are all of you sort of struggling to think if you even have known a human who's died of natural causes? I'm sort of still trying to gauge how dangerous Seasons Keep is at this point in time.
Yeah.
Haven't quite gotten there yet.
Killed by a whale, killed by an eel, killed by a whale the shape of an
These
eel.
are all natural
Killed by a
things. Are these
sword.
not natural causes?
Oh no, these
Randomly
were
fell
all
out of sky.
disagreements at a bar. It was the same
Oh.
night, actually. I was
That was
just
just-
starting
oh.
backwards from age 15.
Everybody remembers that case. That was brutal.
Yes, the start of
Maybe-
my career.
Yeah,
Drowned on land in sort of a locked room mystery situation.
Yes, exactly that one. No, that was actually this next week. They were very close together in time and often conflated, but completely different perpetrators with different.
Well, especially with
mental
all the news
maledictions.
coverage of both and how famous it made you, it makes sense that one would assume that both were the same case.
Yes. Then I really fell off hard for about 15 years. It was wonderful. I really just gained some weight and didn't really do a lot of useful activities for the civic life of Turnip, but here I am.
Did you become a
cursed by
beekeeper?
witch. Briefly, yeah, in my 30s. That was.
You know, I've heard that humans do that. They take about a 15-year hiatus after they reach their physical peak and just use it to absolutely obliterate themselves. You could consider this a cultural, just a whole cultural honor that you're doing to uplift the human experience, even as a skunk, if you want it.
It's hard to even wrap my mind around that person.
Wait, is your lifespan the same?
Why are we talking about me, guys? We're here to solve a mystery. And Bessemer had a wonderful idea. A son
Like, are you gonna die in 2 years?
and acoustic
No.
cartography.
Just
Googling
so people
skunk
know,
lifespan.
talking animals
Forest.
retain their human lifespan.
Oh shit!
Good
So
on
I
you.
probably have like 5 years. I smoked a lot of cigars
Yeah.
and pipes.
Yeah, he was like a middle-aged Quebecois cop. He can't have that much.
Skunks live 3 to 6 years in the wild and up to 10 years in captivity.
That's so long.
Well, it's a magical land. What do I know of years? We've only been adventuring together, what, 16 years
9,
now?
10 years. Yeah.
I
20
have no
minutes?
sense.
What?
What?
Yeah, since the first episode, it's been 16 years.
16, 17.
It's actually been in the time of the game, right? 3 seasons, right? So it's
Yeah, it's
am I
been about
correct
like
in that?
6 months, 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
16
time?
Yeah, like in the areas between the campaigns, they don't really say a lot of what happens, but sometimes there's like a movie that has like non-canon events that sort of fit there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like
And all
Freeze's
of the
brother
best
comes.
characters.
Yeah,
that
all
like
of
that time we opened that LLC, that time we closed we went into bankruptcy.
And we closed the LLC.
yeah. When we
Yeah.
fought Super Android 13.
Yeah. That cool scene in the ice.
Yes.
Just so, for people who are wondering, that is the 13th android, which is actually a phone and not, it is a legally distinct type of object, not a character from Akira Toriyama's famed. Anyway, that's a different kind of orb entirely. I believe those are wishing orbs. Something
Oh,
very
yeah.
different.
Mhm.
Yeah, that old chestnut. So you are now very much in the area of Bos, and the sound of the animal life around you is actually getting kind of obnoxiously loud. The sky is getting, I would say it's about 75% as dim as it was before, or as normal people usually say it, 25% is bright, but I got there eventually.
Wait, 25% of the sky is bright, or the sky is dark with 25% brightness? What's happening?
It's a lot dimmer there because the tree foliage is so much denser.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, pretty cool.
I want to go back to the
So,
quiet place. This is too much.
Wait, how much is she paying us again?
Not enough.
I kind of
I think we negotiated it significantly up.
You
Yeah,
did,
but
because you're now in the city's payroll.
I feel like we got to put it up more. I mean, come on.
Health insurance.
What's health insurance?
Yeah, people just treat you for a small amount of money.
I
anywhere.
think it's a myth. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Does it ensure that I stay healthy after when I get hurt?
Not at all.
Oh,
That's called armor.
That's boy. If something ensured that you stayed healthy after being injured, that would be like very, very like powerful probability magic. You should maybe look into that. That's wow. Oof.
I just wear a helmet for that.
All right, okay. Let's. All right.
Helmet.
The next encounter, though.
What next encounter? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I'm
where
going
are we
to go.
going? Where are we going?
I'm going to gun. I'm going to floor it until we get to the next encounter, Ethan.
Well, with that attitude, you drive around for the next 7 hours, meandering aimlessly, for trying to shortcut through the narrative.
I take a 5-hour nap to regain my grit.
Got him.
Can't argue with that.
I'm literally marking it on my paper now. If you don't tell me, I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, wait. We regain grit and health.
Yeah, this is you're
Yes or
having
no?
you're having a light conversation in a car. It's taking a little bit of time to navigate this forest, and yeah, you're able to take a short nap. You are able to regain some grit on your way there.
Time to roll some dice.
I don't actually
is it
have
for a
anything
short
to
nap?
regain.
There's no short nap. There's just once a day you can rest. And if you sleep or whatever your body needs to do, you roll movement and you roll will, and you add those numbers together and you add your level. And that's how much pool you regain. You can split the pool between health or grit, however you want. I never seem to take any damage, but I lose all my grit all the time because I'm constantly casting lots of spells. So I regained 9 plus what we're level 3, so that's about 12. It's all going to grit, babes. There we go. Back to halfway.
You're starting to feel like a sentient being again.
I think I just wake up talking again as if it hasn't been 5 hours since I was like passed out in someone's lap. And then I'm like, yes. So then when I was 40, there was this strange string of serial strangulations. This was also involving eels. It's funny. Eels have really been a theme of my life. I did not choose.
Christine stops very abruptly. You all wearing your seatbelts?
Facility rockets at the windshield.
Yeah, definitely no seatbelt in someone.
And,
Yeah,
Christine smashes into a tree. Yeah.
Christine
We've
takes 1
seen-
damage.
Hang on, we've
I
seen
that's 0. I have DR3.
We have
Terraform.
seen the car windows. You are way too big to fit through that windshield.
So Christine goes with Fasole to the tree. Is that what you're saying?
Wait a minute.
Christine's bashing Fasole like cartoon style and then puts it back in.
Beep, 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 beep. Well,
Christine runs
you
over
can't
me
tell if you're in
again.
you can't tell if you're in such a deep part of the forest that there's no light coming through, or whether it's late evening at this point, but it is quite dim.
Well, I mean, maybe
in
you
fact,
could go through. Are you saying the front windshield?
Sure.
Well, because like you would have to like go through the, or you were in the front seat.
Frame.
It was at the front passenger seat.
I think it would
Okay.
be funny if I was in the rear seat and rocketed over a headrest
Especially if
through
you were in the
windshield.
You had to
middle.
really try. At that point, Fasole is really just sort of trying to see if he can, and it makes me a little suspicious of all the other times Fasole has been launched off of objects and moving vehicles.
Yeah.
Beans
Fasole was
knowing
asleep.
that my demon brother is unharmed because of, the magical armor and whatnot, opens the door with a slap of a paw. It probably takes about 15 slaps, but I try to play it off like it was cool and slick. And I slide down to the floor of the ground and look around, continue talking about the past and my wonders and exploits, which I've suddenly remembered bits and pieces of. And what do I see? Well, I'm completely ignoring my friend up in the tree.
You see a dark and moody portion of the forest, which has very uneven terrain. The ground is loamy, filled with mosses and tufas and funguses of all kinds. It's dark enough now that your eyes have adjusted slightly, and you are seeing many different kinds of draping phosphorescent moss, various different kinds of fungi, all up and down immense size tree trunks, branches. Up above, you hear the loud cacophony of frogs and also birds. A quite loud situation all around, muffled only by the canopy and the dead plant matter all over the ground. Far off in the distance, there is a loud lumbering sound. It sounds something like. It is far enough to the south that presumably it is far enough out of your way that if you're not looking for trouble, probably won't find out what it is. But immediately
I'm always
close to
looking
you.
for trouble.
Bessemer, are you flipping through any sort of brochures that you got like about Brocadia or like various?
Feel like I can figure out what this thing is. Can I roll to see if I can deduce based on like how
Sure.
it because I feel like I'm hearing a gate, and if I know of what type of beings I can consider, it's possible that I can figure it out. So can I roll reason?
You absolutely can.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what I get. And I get a 2. So I didn't reason that well.
You have determined that something animate is moving a great distance away. Mysterious. You have determined that it is quite large and a quite distance away. But
all right,
TBC.
friends. I think it's big and I think it's far. That's what I got.
Why don't we approach it cautiously to espy it without being espied in return? Like maybe someone can do a sneaky thing, or we'll just magic the shit out of the situation.
Magic the shit out of it.
Yeah,
should I trade bodies with it?
Oh god. I mean, you could like wait 4 seconds before doing this, Bessemer. We could try like one other approach that does not involve
literally
that level.
Okay, fine. I just wanted to offer in case it was helpful.
It's always on the table.
Maybe prep it, get ready, but
is it really an
left,
offer or
slightly.
compulsion?
It can be a little bit of both.
Sorry, don't kill me, Chris.
Slightly to the left of where you were looking out into the forest as DCI continues to regale the rest of the adventurers with stories of his storied past with the Department of Mysteries and the Port of Turnip and the
Department of Mysteries.
There is a faint glow winking on and off immediately to the left, probably about a few minutes walk over this sort of hazardous terrain.
Is it hanging, like floating?
It is floating.
What's it banging on?
It seems to be floating and hanging on nothing.
It's not
But it was making
a
like
sound.
a big loud noise, right?
Oh, these are two separate things. One thing is glowing and one thing is lumbering, and they are in opposite directions. One of them seems to be quite far away, and the glowing seems to be a little bit closer than that.
All right, Christine, hide.
Christine slams all the doors. I'm going to say that it's a smash cut to everybody being sort of somehow by the car, booted out of the car. We're not going to figure out how at this moment, but it's a smash cut to all of you being out of the car as Christine slams the door shut and starts.
She got 6.
Yeah, she's moving into the forest. Finds a bit of tufted moss, vaguely car shaped, and sort of screeches back and forth and back and forth and back and forth into it, hiding in the under, I guess in this case, overbrush. Yeah.
She parallel parks herself in the way that Homer Simpson disappears into the hedges and is just like walking towards now. That's very funny.
That is some good.
I was imagining her
parking.
driving away like Bugs Bunny underground.
Yeah. Ethan, may I roll to sneak?
Yes.
Sneak up on whatever the hell is happening here, just to be close to
Absolutely.
it and see it. Okay. Without
Which one though? The
lumbering.
orb or the lumbering?
How close apart? Can we tell how they're far? The lumbering's still like a ways off. We don't know.
It's ways.
The lumbering is quite a ways off. And the this sort of glowing hanging light of some kind is pretty close. You're sort of looking back and forth and seeing that it's closer than the other thing. Which is
Okay,
a
then
sound.
I'd like to move closer to the close glowing thing and see what the glowing thing is then. But I'm gonna burn
Alrighty.
3 grit, so I have a D8 plus 3.
Sneak.
Hopefully it's good.
Sneak.
That's an
Sneaking.
8 plus 3.
Oh, this is something about the forest floor touches you deep inside.
I live
You
here
are
now.
able to you are scampering like an absolute pro. Not an insect moves out of your way as you scamper. So silent and peak scampering it be. You get to the glow of the line. The light itself seems to be not one thing but 2 things. One of them is a slight faintly glowing band, which seems to be running in 2 directions, to the left and to the right, far into the distance. And then right next to that seems to be a Klieg or spotlight hooked up to some kind of generator. One of these things is a mysterious floating ethereal band of magic, and the other one seems to be a device hooked up to a thing using gasoline.
Okay, so this is like a technical structure. It's not a monster.
One of them is a technical structure. While you are sneaking over there, you also hear very muffled chatting, something between a hiss and a whisper. You hear somebody say, "Did you hear something?" "No, I didn't hear anything. If it was anything, it was the most expert movement I've ever heard in my life. I didn't hear anything. I think it's just I can't hear anything over these stupid birds. It's awful. Just put the thing together. Put the thing together. It's got to come. Okay, yeah. Set it up. You know, he's going to be coming back soon."
I just scamper back then to the group and report that there's a bunch of people planning something. Sounds like a whatever crime in progress.
Crime!
You said there's
Fantastic
birds?
villainy in progress right over the yonder.
I mean,
Is that a bird making those big banging noises?
I guess I'll walk over.
No idea about the banging noises, but I think if you're quiet, we can surprise them. But
Okay, let me roll.
there's some people over here doing something. It sounds suspicious. We
Are
should
they
investigate.
people or what type of peoples are they?
I don't know, right, Ethan? I don't know.
No, you didn't investigate that. You saw the things and heard the stuff.
So wait,
From
so you-
voices, could I tell like what like large, loud adult voices, or like little kids, or like
That sweaty and uncomfortable division between child and adult. They
Teens.
were neither old nor young.
oh boy, here we go again with the teens. More teens, more problems.
You're thinking I'm not gonna kill them. I'm not actually. Fuck, I said that out loud, didn't I? Oh well.
Here's the thing, like, my inner monologue thwarts me again by being an outer monologue.
We're renaming this adventure the teen killing adventure.
Teen,
All
they're
right.
teen killers, and it's not what you think.
How
I
many
do
teens
walk
can
over
we
though.
kill?
I attempted to sneak, but I have clearly failed.
So you are walking over in the direction. It takes about the same amount of time. In fact, even faster, since you are just swiftly on your skeletal feet moving across. There are great crunches of dead ferns under your feet. You knock a couple branches out of the way. You get to the same spot that DCI Beans was at, and you see very clearly an ethereal spectral band moving into the distance on one side and to the other, and right next to it, a spotlight with some sort of work generator attached to it, and you can vaguely make out the moving shadows of some people in this Kliglite. And one of them says to the other, "Did you hear something? Okay, that time I swear I heard something that wasn't a bird, wasn't a stupid not bird. Was it? Yeah, did you hear that? I don't know. Let's go. Shh, cut the light, kill the light, kill the light, kill the light." There's a ka-chunk, and the bright spotlight shuts off, and the sound of a gasoline engine simply sputters to a close. You're left in the dim light of this yellow band moving from east to west.
Do any of us glow in the dark? We're all magical. We're all magical creatures to a degree.
You're all magical creatures to a degree, but I don't believe that any of you specifically have indicated that you glow in the dark.
Okay.
I would refuse, simply.
Wait, why do you want to know if we glow in the dark?
Because it would fuck up our stealth.
Oh, I was going to say if we wanted to glow in the dark, we could dress in some of these plants, but it seems like that's not what you're looking for.
Bessemer is already pulling, pieces of large mushroom off. And
I'm like ready to go to a festival, apparently. I'm like, yes.
I've just never thought about Fasole in the dark, and I'm like, I don't know, do his eyes glow? Like,
oh.
What a demon's eyes glow? Sorry, an angel's eyes glow.
Yeah, I think if they want them to, I don't believe that it is an innate trait of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of the same as skunks. Usually we are silent predators, very dangerous. People all know this. But also sometimes when we want, we can sort of, catch the moon intentionally with our big, juicy yellow eyes. And it's just like a flashlight for, helping children at night. Like, hello, I'm not a dangerous animal that will make you smell like liquid shit. I'm just your friend helping you through the woods because you are lost and drunk teens.
Is that how the teens feel?
That's how the teens always feel.
Have you ever talked to one in your life?
Oh God, I tried to avoid it, but very difficult.
So what you're saying is a lot about the feelings of teens.
I think Herson, we're having this conversation just walking toward the people.
Yes.
This is diegetic, like not a joke.
Damn it! Yeah, no. I'm sort of inclined to believe that most crosstalk that occurs in the Sometimes stream is actually happening while you're walking around.
1,000%. Well, that's what it's all Game of Thrones is walking to places and talking about stuff, and so that's basically what we've done here in the Sometimes Kingdom. We walk and talk.
Yeah, it's known as Sorkening locally.
Yes, Sorkening.
Walk and talk, or Thronesing if you were in Summerside for sure. So you arrive at this dimly lit white band altogether. You see in the darkness there is a large piece of Technics, which without much need for reason you deduce is some kind of spotlight, and attached to it was a makeshift generator. And there is a really kind of pungent, almost like intoxicating smell right next to it. And I think that her suit, you would identify the sheen on the ground next to it as gasoline. And Fasole, you probably would recognize the smell of it. So yeah, this is a piece of just
it's really delicious.
It's actually, yeah, Demon would love gasoline. That's
right. They still do additives to gasoline.
I think that gasoline is a very hard product to get. Yeah, it's delicious. Additives like sugar,
make a cocktail
honey,
without mixers.
Just a straight chaser of gasoline. No ice, please.
I just mean because pure gasoline needs to have was it sulfur added to it to make the smell. So are you implying that they got this from Earth?
It's an interesting idea. It's a distinct possibility. But
if it did come from Earth, we wouldn't be talking about the channels that it came through.
Mysterious channels. Very illegal channels. Or at least very cool channels.
Yeah. Well, they're both.
Well, a lot of bars have those channels because they sell this to drink.
Yeah, but that is like top. That's like a Glenlivet top shelf. Like getting like a little bit of gasoline at your local bar for if you're a demon. That'll set you back.
Sometimes you got to treat yourself.
Right. I have a question. So we've got this gasoline, which smells to Bessemer horrific. And we've got this generator and we've got this light. But then we have this other thing that's floating and glowing on its own. Or is the light pointed at that band? What is the light pointed at?
From the orientation. So the forest itself, even deeper into the forest, is being lit with this light.
Oh.
But the orientation of this spotlight is placed just so that if you were to approach it from far away, as you had recently, you wouldn't necessarily know that they were two separate things. Almost as if somebody has used this large glowing thing as cover for the other thing.
Oh, I noticed this. Hey guys.
Yeah.
I think someone's using this large glowing thing as cover for this other thing.
Brilliant.
Okay. I'm gonna like walk over to them.
To who?
The teens.
Do you know where they are?
Wherever I heard them.
How old are they?
So you like 18, 19, 20-ish
Wait,
voices,
can I have a
but some of them
baseball
might have
bat,
been
by the
older,
way?
some of them might have been big. It's hard to say, really.
Can I have a baseball bat?
No. Are you picking up a
Right
branch and
on.
carefully whittling it with your many knives as you walk over?
Yeah. I'm gonna smash the windshield.
So you are walking in the direction of the voices that you heard.
Yeah, the van, right? You said it was a van?
I didn't say nothing about no van.
Wait, did I mishear that? Oh, you were saying band. And I was imagining a
band.
van the whole time. I was so
Really like, wait a minute, this isn't a van at all. It's just your
It's
standard
4
spectral
teens and a
band.
dog is what we're saying. And the
okay.
dog
I'm
is
gonna walk
Innovy's
towards the
dog.
light, right? No, that's
Zoinks.
not off.
Yeah. You
And I'm gonna say,
yeah.
show us the big cat, or I'm gonna smash this fucking light.
There is no sound but the sound of the forest. And after a very pregnant pause, here's someone say, "Do you think they'll do it?" Shut up. And you were able
Yes,
to tell
I will do it.
that spot is about 20 feet away, directly to the right of you.
Okay.
Yeah. The voices go silent again.
I'm gonna start counting down from 10.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
There is suddenly at the count of 4, between the count of 5 and 4, a weird warbling sound from that area is heard. And for a very split second, in that immediate sort of area, any sort of residual feelings of ambient magic go a little screwy. And her suit, standing behind you, is a tall, languorous young woman who has a magic staff pointed directly at your head, and it is glowing with a sparking arc. And she says, like, "You wouldn't really break that, would you?"
Well, I said I would.
That's kind of a dick move.
I don't have the time.
She says, "Well, okay, I guess." And launches a sprig arc at your head from behind.
Okay. Are you saying I'm dodging with disadvantage, or
Dodging with disadvantage, indeed.
Ooh.
Okay.
So we're getting attacked.
Yup.
That's an 8. Ooh, I rolled really well.
That was good.
Yeah,
Let's
an
see
8 and
here.
11.
Damn.
That's really excellent. Well, that first one is probably the worst roll. And that second one is not gonna. Okay, so yeah, 8 and 11 is definitely going to beat a 2 and a 12. Well, at least one of them. An electric arc of an ozone whiff launches. One of them whiffs past your skull, which you through many hours of needle training have honed to be able to dodge even such things as magical electricity. However, the tail end of one of them arcs and hits you in one of your shoulders, but for it does 2 damage and doesn't seem to caught you off guard because she definitely.
I believe I have DR. I have DR2.
You have DR2 canceled out.
Yeah.
That thing is real cinch though. Oh, let's see if that was on the shoulder. Yeah,
It's a Gamsion, if that matters.
it's a Gamsian. Yeah, so if it's not sailcloth, you're fine. That is not ripping apart on your body.
So are we in initiative or?
Yeah, I'd like
just
everybody to roll to just chilling. All of this took place in about a second and a half. Will everybody please roll for initiative?
Whoa.
That's a 4.
Ooh. Yeah, I got a 7. Ben, you got a 4?
Yeah, I got my maximum value on my D4.
Why does when you look up Seether, why does Evanescence show up?
What do you roll for initiative again?
Movement.
Movement. Thank you.
And Jeff, I think the answer is the algorithm. I don't know exactly what that means, but
I got a 5, Ethan.
I also got a
All
5.
right.
What says people also search for? I guess that's probably fair.
oh, Vex supplied the actual answer, podcast listeners. They did a song together.
Oh.
It was their most popular song because it was right when Evanescence was huge.
Thanks, Vex.
Nice.
Why they're from
Apex
South
Evanescence.
Africa? That's interesting.
Oh, did not know that.
So is the Dave Matthews Band.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wait, is
No, I
Dave
thought they were-
Matthews South African?
From the south
like
of
I
the
went
United
through
Or
the
okay,
night-
now I'm nervous that I'm wrong, but I feel like I remember he's from South Africa. Now
I mean,
need to
that would
look
make
it
the
up.
poop bus incident even funnier.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's from Johannesburg. You're right.
This
Oh my
was
god, I
recorded.
had no idea.
But he was
Well-
working in Virginia when he started the band.
When he hit
There
big.
you go. Now we're just a musical mystery song. Instead of-
Coming to take you away. All right, so we've got a 6 and we've got a 3. Let's see here. Who shall go first?
Well, if it's initiative order and I got a 7 and no one got higher than a 7, then I'm going
Ba-ba-da-bum.
first. Did we all see that? Hear that? I mean, we're all like behind Hirsute and
You heard the
Dagger.
warp, and you suddenly saw
Dagger.
a big spark as her suit's vest is singed by electric magic.
I assume we heard her suit say, ow.
Yeah,
No, it didn't hurt me actually. So
just ha.
yeah, probably like that. Huh.
So
Um,
her suit was Squidward, and then we were.
You know what? I am doing a Squidward voice, aren't I?
Not exactly.
Lean
but
into
it's
it.
Not,
not
that
exactly.
far away.
It has Squidward
Yes.
notes.
Yeah.
Just some delicious notes of Squidward throw in there.
And listen, at some
Um,
point you're gonna make us switch bodies and we all get to do each other's voices.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, originally I was
That would be-
I wonder when I will make you all switch bodies.
Oh man.
Oh man, I just can't decide what to do. Okay, yeah. So Ethan, I would like to use deduction to figure out what these people are up to. I'm sure it has something to relate to these stupid orbs. But there's
yeah.
gasoline. Unless we feel like we figured all of this out, but I'm just kind of curious. Like,
What, you think I figured it out?
Yeah.
No.
So I'm just gonna burn 3 grit to get +6 because that's a class power on a reason check. And then just like, you know, stand next to her suit, but in the underbrush, observing everything. Like, yes, okay, this makes sense. Clearly, scuffled shoes, dirty spot on the jeans.
Well, there's
This
a tall
person is a
lady.
teen.
There's a tall lady also next to me
Yeah.
with a staff.
That's a
lady.
10.
That'll
Plus-
do it.
All ladies are sometimes teens.
It's true.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
tall
so,
and gangly.
Tall and awkward and gangly. Let's see here. With that 10, you hiding in the underbrush, your keen skunk / license detective eyes, darting around at super beyond human speeds, picking up every last bit of data and collating it in your skunk detective skunk mind, skunk palace skunk. You are able to swiftly figure out several important facts. One, that this is definitely related to the same group of people. All of the past incidences that have happened. This is obviously some sort of club or gang of some sort that has been organized around these beast orbs. They clearly sold one of them or several of them to this knight, and then empowered him through the abilities of enfranchisement to perhaps sell them more. And he simply got caught up in all of your questing, adventuring web. They have, moreover, set this spotlight up in this particular area, past an area that you remember seeing in a brochure called Ceylon's Line. Ceylon's Line is a magical demarcation between the Forest of Boss and the Forest of Brucey, which has been put there in case wayward stragglers find themselves too deep in the forest. Beyond which point, no part of the city governance nor any league can guarantee the safety or life and limb of anyone who passes safely past Ceylon's Line. Fun fact about
there's no
Ceylon's
laws
Line.
here in Fasoli Lights a Joint.
When the cops aren't around, anything is legal. Fun fact about the Ceylon's Line: it is the only line to be named for a cartographer who both discovered and was devoured by a region that he was able to find in the same 5 minutes.
Was this
more
the
of the
region
direction
that he was devoured by?
That's a really interesting question, which also answers the next part of the question, which is the lumbering beast far south of where you are at is probably one of the mossy colossi of Springside. And if one were to try and hide an endeavor to steal animals or various other things, monstrosities, one would do well to hide a glowing light next to an area like Ceylon's Line, an area that already ambiently magic glows itself, attracting no suspicion deep in the forest. And by pointing it into the dark part of the forest, may in fact be able to attract some of the more rare and dangerous and exotic of the flora, fauna, or in this case, both. Of the Forest of Brucey. In short order, this Beast Orb gang, if you will, or club, has set themselves up here to try and nab even more exciting and dangerous animals to capture.
Oh, okay. So it's like a lure. It's like an angler fish.
It is exactly like an anglerfish.
To the flame.
Like
Okay.
a moth to the flame.
Ignoring the vicious combat going around me with the rest of my incredibly brief few seconds of action, I turn around and I'm yelling at the rest of the team like, okay, imagine at night is a beautiful cabin and outside is a lantern and there are many moths coming to the flames. This is the lantern and the moths to the flames are behemoth dangerous beasts and there's a bunch of people trying to capture them in little balls. Oh shit, I don't need a metaphor for the balls. You know about the balls, the orbs. And yeah, anyway, I explained all this. Past turn.
And we are the beasts.
Okay.
No, we're not the beasts. We're like the people living in the house, I think. Or like that we just came to stay. We're like the weird uncle. Sorry.
That's a philosophical argument. I just, with my action, kick the floodlight over so that it's not pointing into the forest. It's now pointing up into the sky.
Oh. Oh my!
I just want.
yeah, so-
I just
Now they're going to
want
attract
it
clouds.
to not be. I want it to not be crossing the line anymore. I know. Now I'm gonna bring like a
Yeah.
fucking pterodactyl.
Oh
on
yeah.
us or some shit. But what I was trying to do was have it not be in the Bruzé forest. I was like, let's get the light on this side so that we can talk to these hooligans that we're actually fighting with. Was my
Yeah,
thought.
they had turned the light off, but as you kick it over, it snaps back on again. You hear a whoof of ammonia vapor or some other such thing, and this terribly bright light is now beaming directly into the sky, and it is hitting a tree canopy almost 100 feet above. And suddenly many dozens of small eyes are illuminated by it. Several extremely large eyes. There's skittering, there's shaking, there's rumbling. This beam is now very visible in the forest.
I love it.
I think Vistola yells in the direction of the eyes. Don't stay away from the balls. One talking crow who's in one of the trees like shouts back like, that's pretty unsavory. I don't know why I always give them a grouchy voice, but for a crow it just feels right, you know. It's a crow voice.
Because you live in Queens.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me twice. All right, let's see. After Bessemer kicks over this light, with the skittering of many animals and creatures, for a brief split second, you see this gaggle of individuals lit up in their piecemeal pieces of armor, chunks of plaid that have been ripped and restitched together, various kinds of sailcloth armor, and somebody in a resplendent green kind of armor. Shellacked, ornamental, quite handsome, and then suddenly it is all black again as the beam is shot up into the air. You hear another voice say like, "Oh no, that's bad," and coming out of the underbrush is another person. This is a masculine type individual wearing a pair of rounded green spectacles. He has an air of menace about him. And in one hand, he is holding a green and ornamentally lacquered beast orb. It says the word "Compact Calamity" and flings it at the ground directly between the entire party.
Hey, I just want to point out, I just want the tiger burning bright in the forest of the night. Just give me the fucking tiger.
The big tiger.
The big tiger.
The big tiger.
Like the king tiger.
The one from the mayor's office. We're just hired to retrieve the tiger from the mayor's office.
Futachu, Fuchi, Fiji water the tiger.
Fiji. Fukurama.
I didn't write it. I did not.
Enormous
even
future and turn invisible.
What?
Sort of.
How do you know we
notebook.
took it if the cat's invisible? It's not very bright of you.
It's
is
sort
it?
of invisible. Sort of metaphorically invisible.
Let's see here. So
We don't know. We're investigating.
But also, if you didn't take it, why did you say you did?
That's ridiculous. Don't try using logic on us.
I know.
Out of the
Terrible.
When did you kidnap the cat?
we never kidnapped no cat nowhere, nothing.
Did you kidnap
out of
a
this-
cat though?
We've procured many fine specimens for our incredible endeavor.
Your incredible endeavor of don't stop the sentence there.
Oh yeah, our incredible endeavor of this sort of thing. Out of the beast orb that has been dropped out of the ground, suddenly emerging a very large creature, a four-hooved ungulate with antlers so large they appear to be fractaled like a fan around its head. 4 eyes, many slavering teeth. This is a great stag of the forest, and it is launching itself forward without regard to who's in front of it.
You would call it sort of a weird deer?
Why call it a
Mhm.
weird deer? Deer weird.
Yeah.
Weird. It's a little weird.
What about like elk strange? All right, that wasn't that fun. That wasn't that good,
It's-
guys. Come on.
It's very elk centric. It's a
Whose turn is it?
Yeah, what initiative did that happen on out of curiosity?
That happened on, let's see, before that going, I believe Jeff, Hirsute, it is now your turn.
So it happened between me and Bessemer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh man, this is gonna be really fucked up. And everyone's gonna like look up my connections to Raytheon or whatever.
No.
What are your connections to Raytheon?
That's very specific. Twitter hot tea.
From now, it's gonna be like a year ago.
Don't even know.
When
Don't
this-
even.
Jeff is
stick around.
actually Lana Del
Barrel
Raytheon.
forward. No.
It's gonna be like a year. Yeah, I think that was a year ago from when this episode comes out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Lana Del
Rocketina
Raytheon was like a
Raytheon.
lot longer than that.
yeah, I'm
Since
gonna.
1455.
I'm going to take the staff. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna just gonna
Grapple.
shove the. I'm gonna shove the teen with the staff or whoever with the
Uh-huh.
staff over on the ground onto the ground.
You're just gonna try for a hard shove here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what we got cooking.
That's
Call
a
it the
D8
stop
to
it.
roll.
Oh yeah. You don't even need to roll. This gawky person, who seemed pretty muscular at the outset, but it turns out is mostly just jean jacket. Is easily to topple over onto the moss. And she says, "What the hell? Double dick move. This is awful."
You tried to blast my head open.
That she's like, "Well, shut up."
Okay. I would like to take the staff, but it's probably my turn.
It is your turn.
Oh no, I meant shoving her over.
Oh, you wanted to try and no. You shoved her over. You
Yeah.
can, if you'd like to, for the end of your move, reach over to try and grapple with it next round.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. You are now trying to rip the large branched wand out of the hands of this person on the ground, who it turns out was as easy to push over as a spring breeze. Let's see. Fasoli, it is your turn.
Yeah, Vasole looks at the deer and walks over to it very calmly and yells to it and sort of like over his shoulder at the teens. "Dear, you are free of your captors. This combat is over." And uses what's it called? Awe and respect.
Ooh.
So I burn 7 grit and I make a charm check. And if successful, I intimidate everyone into temporarily retreating, ending combat. And so here is my D12. That's a 2. Should have burned something.
But you didn't.
Damn. Damn, dude. I really thought I had that one.
There's a pause with only the chittering of creatures. You see the guy adjusts his green specs for a moment. A green reflective light shines in it from the light, and the stag immediately turns to Fasole and launches himself at you.
I'm about to get hurt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Reminder that I have damage reduction 4, so probably it's not going to hit me too hard. So I'm good unless it does 24 damage.
You're good unless it does 24 damage? Well,
Yes.
yeah, all right, yeah. Because it does 17 damage with its massive fan of fractaled antlers moving at great speeds, stopping abruptly.
Okay, so I take 13 damage. I feel like I sort of if I were on some sort of team named after some sort of thing that were to fly into the sky,
Yes,
I would sort of blast off.
Yeah, name of your questing team is launching themselves into the mesosphere once more with a small, like a tinging sound. Ding! With a light. Yeah. Instead,
that's me
hitting
a tree.
Yeah, you were temporarily stuck onto the thing about these fractal prongs is that they are gruesomely sharp because they are honed to many dozens of small points. It temporarily for a brief moment you feel yourself lifted off the ground by this powerful beast, and then in short order are launched several feet backwards as it hits you with a great pummeling crunch.
I didn't roll to dodge that, but I think I just took that one.
Yeah,
I think that's all he was like.
Yeah, this is just You're so proud you were of your call to peace. It's a nice duty to try and make peace where you can. This time around, however, goose egg.
Listen, the last one of these beasts we met was like really happy to be free.
Yeah, he was really. Last one was really relieved. This one seems to not be having freedom. Seems to be overrated for some reason. Let's see. DCI Beans, it is your turn again.
Okay, so the deer weird seems like a problem. The teens seem
strange.
Yeah, they're just teens. Let's use up a bunch of grit on dangerous shit. The deer probably has a high movement ability because we're deer. Shit, I'm running out of grit as usual. It's a problem. How badly do I need to kill the deer weird? I'm yelling as an audible, a lateral audible to my friend Fasol, who is just, bestruct.
Well, it doesn't want to be free.
Oh, okay.
Some say death is the ultimate freedom, except in this world.
Is
that's
it
what I
right,
have.
though?
You should have worn the antlers.
From the ground, after you say death is ultimate freedom, the girl on the ground says, "Yeah, right on."
Oh, this is bad. This is a bunch of grit. No, okay, I'm just gonna hit it with lightning. Okay, I drop lightning from the canopy by burning a bunch of grit. How much can I spend realistically? Let's find out. I'm going to burn 3d4, which may be more than my maximum, but then the damage will be 3d6 plus burn 1. So the burn will keep getting worse until the deer takes an action to, rub the fire that is on its pelt against the bark of a tree or something. Okay, how much grit? Oh shit, that's on the floor. I'm sorry, the rolling is killing me. 3, that's bad. So 6. God damn it. And a 4. Okay, that's very bad. So that's all my grit, plus some health. But then I get to roll 3d6 for the damage to the deer. So that is 12 plus burn 1. So from the canopy of the trees, large cardboard cutouts of lightning bolts fall directly onto the deer weird, exploding it open in a hiss of bubbling flesh, etc., etc. Ethan, you can fill in. But now I am very faint and am just kind of at Herset's foot, just kind of, coaching, like doing my thing. Past 10.
Delegating. Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to ride that deer.
Well, you still can, but it's going to be more like riding barbecue.
We didn't get the flute yet.
It only took 12 damage, but I mean, it does have burn 1, so at least it has to stop.
So
put the fire out if it's going to keep fighting. I don't know.
Oh, so the flute?
You have to get the flute first.
The flute? Is it a minstrel?
Ride the deer.
Oh, the flute. Flute to ride the deer.
Just another pop culture reference with my last dying breath. I make a cultural anachronism.
I mean, I was going to say that riding the deer would be more like trudging through the swamps of sadness. So hey, there you go.
That's also fair.
But,
I remember the game that came out like 2 years ago. So.
Cardboard glowing cardboard clouds briefly are illuminated by this spotlight pointing up to the canopy as cardboard lightning starts forming within it, and with the rumbling sound of very obviously sounding like foley of somebody like moving a saw. Or like a big sheet of metal. Lightning then launches out, ejects from these cardboard clouds. Cardboard lightning strikes this creature. There is an ungodly screech from its several mouths as a cardboard fire starts erupting from its body. It is very badly burned and singed. And rears up again and turns its head, screeching and screeching as these glowing cardboard flames are erupting out of the creature. At that same moment, the individual with the green specs readjusts them, and he says, "You freaking monsters! How could you?" And pulls out a katana, readjusting the glasses again, and is sort of blindly with this katana launching himself at the party in general. Let's see here. At that moment, also, the girl on the ground, looking up at her suit, as both of you are tugging back and forth, for her stick. She says, "This is a bad scene. This isn't even worth that shit. Take the branch."
And I haven't even stabbed you yet.
As you are grappling with it, you suddenly hear a whoomp. And she is no longer there. There is simply a poof of ozone as she disappears, and there is a whoosh of air into the space of the vacuum created from her disappearance. She just used an externior power called Fold, which is under a whole lot of really complicated strictures and stuff, but her current location is unknown. She has vacated the premises.
You're not allowed to do that.
Let's see. I guess that thoroughly ends that turn. Let's see. Who is it going to be aiming for with that sword? So this kid, he was with one hand trying to hold on to his green glasses and the other holding his katana, launches himself at Bessemer. Was the closest to the light, I think, after kicking it.
Wouldn't you know? Okay, so I'm going to use Chronolace, which means I will be pausing time for 1 round because I have some fucking shit to do. That's going to cost me 10 grit. So I pause time because I will not handle this. So then I'm like, all right, this FWAD, this has gotten to be excessive, but I'm not skilled in combat. So I'm just going to try and help out our vested interests a little bit. So while I've got the extra time, I am going to, I can't decide if I'm going to, I think I'm going to use Beans, you're in trouble.
No, I'm just I'll just need a nap. It's fine. I'm totally here. I'm not an old man. I'm definitely not overweight. I have many years left to live.
Yeah, sure. Do you need help waking up a little bit?
If you're going to give me grit, then I can do more magical shit against
that
these
is
fiends.
What I'm hoping for. Okay, so I go over to you and I what am I using? I wanted to use one of my more specific healing spells, but I can't find it. Okay, so I think there's one where I just burn 8 grit and it does a whole bunch of shit.
Are you talking about witch stitching?
It wasn't witch stitching. But maybe I was looking at Vex Machina earlier. And I don't think we need that right now. So instead of that, what I will do is I'll just do some witch stitching to get my friend up on his grit real quick. So will that help you, or does that not get him any grit? Does that only get him health?
That would help with health. It would not help with grit.
It would not help with grit. Maybe I'm wrong about
Fine
that.
on health.
You're fine on health. Okay.
You could also help someone else who is more actually injured. Like Ben, aren't you actually injured?
Yeah,
I only took 13 damage.
Yeah. Okay. You only
Merely
took
a scratch.
13. How much? And you have how much left? Like 12?
7 left.
7 left. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time that you've in like months seen him grievously injured, and it's a little bit jarring. Like there is visible
So maybe
damage.
The last time I got hit by a
Punctures in the-
planet.
That's true.
okay. So all right. So both of these are gonna work better for health anyway. So I'll do inferior insta regeneration on Fasole. So that burns 8 grit for me, and I will lay thy hands, aka my hands, on Fasole, and that is going to heal you 2d8 plus my level. So let's roll for you.
That sounds like a lot.
I know you're gonna be great.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, Bessemer.
At least 5.
Those were not
Not-
good.
I got a 1 on both of those rolls.
That's
okay, la.
5. That's better than nothing. Thank you.
So you get
Better than
5
nothing.
health back.
That's not nothing. Yeah, your weird demon body starts re-knitting parts of itself back together. You feel a fire which had been flickering dimly start to burn a little bit brighter from within your hearth, or your chest meats, as it were. Bessemer
coughs up an antler.
Bessemer, you as time reorients itself and snaps back in, do you want to move yourself out of the way of this katana blade?
Yeah, because I'm not a fool. I'd like to move myself directly behind that fucker, give him a little kick, and run away.
Excellent. So you give him a little tiny boot. You are also, as time snaps back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. No, that's a different spell. You also are now reestablishing yourself in basic time, and you are fatigued and drained. You are down quite a bit of grit. You're pale and draggy, but it was worth it to kick that kid in the ass. Oh yeah, and heal Caselli and all that other stuff. Yeah. So this bucking and screeching creature continues to buck and screech, burning with cardboard fire. This sad sack, this Star Charlie, the sack of potatoes with the green specks on, finds himself booted forward, looks around, and turns around looking very confused. And he turns to the wildebeest again. The stag, not a wildebeest, the stag, and adjusts his glasses like with a look of concentration and fury. The blood seems to be draining out of his face, looking paler and paler and trembling. And as the creature starts moving its hooves forward, looking around for somebody else to attack, despite being on fire. Jeff, it is your turn. Hirsute. Oh, you're muted?
Mute, Ed.
I see that. Wish you did that. I didn't like it.
I got
You are
distracted. I was looking up the Fairlight CMI. Anyway.
Oh, not Eminem's cat?
No.
Yeah, I put a real thing that Eminem said in the chat. I'll put the lyric in.
Speaking of the vicious laughter of teenagers.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't give a shit about Eminem. Well, I don't know. Maybe I do. Who knows? I'm a mystery. Anyway, Hirsute's gonna be like, hey, how about we stop fighting? And that's pretty much it. And as a clincher, I won't stab you. I'm gonna ready in action.
You ready in action?
Over at this Katana Kid. This Katana Kid makes a move. I will stab him.
Katana Kid is off his game, having been kicked in the booty rather than cutting down someone that he thought he had directly in his green tinted sights. Let's see. Are you holding your action, or you're simply waiting to see what happens?
I'm holding my.
You're holding your action. In that case, yeah, it is the stag's turn. The stag is in very, very bad shape, despite being Bernie with cardboard flame in clearly great damage and quite possibly great pain, screeching from its two mouths, blinking its glowing many eyes. It turns around and starts looking for another person to attack. Turning around, spies Fasole on the ground, and while it's too far away to immediately stab Fasole, starts charging for it, stumbling on the ground because this bleed is now stacking, but is making a beeline for its original source of ire.
Exciting.
Let's see here. Fasole, it's your turn.
Yeah, Fasole. So wait, Fasole was not conscious during that time stop, right?
No.
How exciting! I mean, I think Fasole just suddenly feels like a lot better, and like sort of like Popeye the Sailor Man style, like ba-da-da-da-da-da, like just pops up off the ground, like fist in air, hitting the deer right in the chest as it's about to gore him.
Okay. That deer does not even make an overture to try and to dodge it. It is on almost Terminator style movements. And yeah, let's see what happens there.
Great.
Are you going?
So I don't even need to roll combat to hit.
You don't even need to roll combat. This deer.
Great, I'm going to roll for damage, which is decom for me, and that will be
boy.
It's only 4, but
yeah. Okay. Yeah, with that, I feel like I like the idea of these like somehow like Fleischer era cartoon sounds and like actions constantly like trailing Fasole. You do a deer uppercut, and there's the sound of a ding ding sort of fills the air as you punch its lights out. It launches itself backwards. It is now on the ground, burning, bleeding, with one long tongue, a glowing blue tongue, sort of out of one eye, out of one of its mouths. The tongue is like 3 feet long, so it's like on the ground, like it's burning acid into the ground as its tongue is out. Yeah, so that deer has been KO'd. DCI Beans, I believe it is your turn.
It's super effective.
Yes. Well, in this case, so there's a danger teen with the Katana. There's a KO'd deer weird. There's a teen who teleported away. So this is a very typical scrap that you might see in an urban center. It's just weird that it's happening out in this bucolic area lighted by gasoline. How can I do this? Maybe what can I do without burning the grits? Yes.
Do you think maybe that light of gasoline was a gaslight?
Oh, Bessemer, you're really too smart for all of our own goods.
What are we going? Oh no,
we've been gaslighted.
We've been
womp womp.
I'm just attacking Katana Teen.
Righteous.
I'm just gonna roll the attack. I got a D6.
Yeah.
Straight up D6.
You got a D6. You got a straight up D6.
Got a 5.
Got a D6. Yeah. He has a 4. He did not expect the exhausted skunk to come at his feet. He's like, "What the fuck?" Doesn't even have time to kick one steel-toed scaled boot at the skunk, who launches himself.
Well, that's 2 damage on my bite.
Yeah. You his does that even do? Yeah, no, that does a slight. You stab him once in one shin, and he starts, kicking. He's like, ah, fuck, and you do 1 damage after defense to this ne'er-do-well, who is now sort of like walking around one stabbed shin.
Yeah, there's just it's like a cat biting you. It's very annoying.
Shit.
This is exactly what would happen to anyone like who buys a katana from the mall. Right? Like this is
this is 100% how it plays out.
Karma's real.
Karma turns out it is real, and it is a bitch. Bessemer, it is your turn. You are quite fatigued at this point, but you are up on deck.
Yeah. Is that deer still on fire?
Yeah, the cardboard flames are continuing to cause bleed at this point. It seems to the spectral light seems to be fading from this strange beast.
Okay. I don't like that specifically.
You don't like venison?
I mean, I like venison. I don't like it this raw.
Let the fire go a little longer, yeah.
I'm a like medium rare kind of girl. So
if we dig a pit and let it sort of burn in there, I think that's like sort of that's like the old-fashioned oven, right?
12 hours later.
12 hours later. I want to save this deer, but I don't know how to do it. So for Vex Machina, that's only to yourself. You can't heal other people of poison. You can't turn something. Oh, that's so annoying. I want to change that. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to place myself. Can I place myself like 9 feet away from this deer and no one else?
Yeah, in order to do that, you're going to be walking into the pretty much with the spotlight pointed upwards, the pitch black part of the forest on the other side of Ceylon's line.
Okay. It's just the more interesting choice. So
there it is.
I have 3 grit left. I would like to, as close as I can, to not being across Ceylon's line. I'm not going to make it complicated, but if I got to do it, I got to do it. I'm going to put myself within 9 feet of this effing deer, and I'm going to use I'm gonna procure some water from my sack and offer some water to this deer and attempt to share mountain grog with it and get it to like at least get the bleed damage down.
Okay.
I'm trying to make friends with this massive deer.
You're trying to make friends with this deer. Yeah. All right. How much does that cost, if anything? You've got the round to do it.
It's the amount of grit for being within a 10-foot radius. So if I place myself correctly, it'll only be 1 grit.
All right. You are down to fumes. But yeah, that'll do it. Around you, in this dark, the sound.
Drink some of that gasoline.
That'll help. Yeah, just drink the gasoline, eat a lighter, stuff some paper in your mouth, set it on fire. All of these normal ways to try and get some energy back.
Okay, so I hope this deer accepts. And let's see if it does, it will regain. I failed on that roll too. It will gain 4 grit.
Okay, it is now at this point. It is past the veil from death back vaguely into life. Its heart is still beating. It is alive. The cardboard flames have started to abate themselves. This is one wounded monstrous forest fractal deer. But it is alive on the ground. Around you, the air has gotten quite cold. The sounds of the forest critters have gone from chittering to a different sort of tone, and in various parts in the darkness, you sort of sense a kind of not a breathing sound, but more like the ground is breathing up and down like a.
Does it feel like the ground is breathing?
I mean,
From a direction?
From a particular direction, it feels like it is happening. Oh boy, it's yep. You can easily orient that behind you. I shouldn't be telling this. It's directly behind you.
I can feel it.
Yeah,
I can feel it coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I think I'm going to. I know it will be bad to try and cross the line quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to not do that. I'm going to choose to stay still and focused and calm.
All right.
But I'm also a little excited.
If only you could switch bodies with the ground.
I'm thinking about switching bodies with the weird dark thing behind me that I don't know what it is. Wouldn't it be so fun?
Maybe you're at a grid.
I know.
Health could always be. Oh boy.
I know. I might.
Hirsute, it is your turn. You're in a standoff. With you've managed to briefly talk down this person with the great specs, still trying to hold one of them. He's after everything that's happened, he's got this the katana in a pose that he thought was quite cool. I'll leave it up to the sword experts present in the party to determine whether he was holding it expertly or like somebody who purchased it at a local market. Regardless, he puts the sword, it flips it in one hand downward, pushes the ground, and then still holding the glasses with one hand. The light sort of catching off of them with the green reflection says, it's cool. We're cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
Let's just all take a moment.
You ever think about just getting like a little piece of rope or string and then just tying the two parts behind so you have like a little band that keeps it tight on the thing? Just not too tight so it doesn't
He looks at you very, very quizzically. It's like what?
So you can just tie the glasses in place.
Oh,
Like
no, that's not how they work. That's not. Gets really quiet.
Okay. Do you know anything about the tiger actually, or nah?
Tiger? What is a tiger?
It's like a big cat that's like striped.
Oh, the big cat. Yeah. No. You want the big cat? Hey, listen. Clearly we've gotten off of the wrong foot with everything that's happened here. We just, listen. We can't sell that one. But if you'd like to
I'm
buy,
trying to retrieve it.
Yeah. For coinage, and then you get to have it, and we have made a sale, and you get it. But no, we don't have that particular one.
Who has it?
Well, I mean, the big guy's the one who's got it, but he's
Oh, where is he?
Well, you just I don't know. I feel like you sort of put yourself in our bad graces with all of this.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Fine. All right.
Middle of the forest. Okay.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, it's really easy. I mean, the unveiling was going to be tomorrow anyway, so might as well just rush it. I don't know if he'll sell it to you or not. Like, I'm just saying, Cavit Emptor or whatever.
I'm a very good negotiator.
I can tell that. You seem to have the knives of a good negotiator. Listen. He's over, in the tourney fields, like right east of the forest, the old spot. The city hasn't been doing nothing with it. He's really building it up. It's going to be great. Honestly, like, if you just want to wait and see the unveiling, that'd be cool too. But I guess
it comes down to landlords.
I don't know what you're talking about. This lord of land? You mean like a king? I don't quite get what you're saying.
More like a parasite.
Oh yeah, parasites. I forgot about that. while he's holding his hands on the back of his head, trying to like adjust these glasses, the other one has got the sword down, which he now puts sort of into the ground, like sinks it into the soil, and says like, hey, does anybody here have the time? By the way, I can tell you, if it's not too late, he still should be over there.
Do we know what time it is?
Does anybody here have a pocket watch of any kind? It's like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Listen, a little.
Looking at my character sheet, no.
No.
A little after dawn. Yeah, well, time. What is time anyway? Here, it's a fart. It's a blockhead. Who knows what time? When time? We don't even really know what year it is. Anyway, listen. If you, a little past dawn, if you just go east of there, you can follow the river through the northernmost part of the forest. You honestly can't miss it. I'm sure even city officials could tell you where. Just listen, if you want to buy it from him, he'll be able to sell you the cat. I gotta say though, I'm a little everything's set up here. You kind of screwed up a lot of crap
he
here.
stole the cat in the first place.
Well, he didn't steal the cat. He acquired it. I don't get what you're saying.
Who owns the cat is telling us to go get the cat.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, that sucks. That sucks for them. Yeah, no, we there's a long pause after you say the mayor. Oh, it's the mayor's cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Bella's just gonna want to hear about that. I don't think he knew it was the mayor's cat when he took it. Oh, fuck. Oh,
honestly, you could have gotten away with everything if you just didn't steal the fucking mayor's cat.
Oh, fuck. Oh man, this might actually be a reward for me. Listen, I gotta break down some equipment. I can take you to him. Like, if you just like wait a little bit, I'll like.
Okay, I'm not gonna help though.
Sick.
I'm gonna watch you do it.
Yeah, he sheathes his katana very carefully, like somebody reverently holding an object. Hirsute, what can you tell me about this sword? Is it high quality? Does he know what he's doing? Is it
Well, he shouldn't have put the sword in the ground.
That should, yeah, that is definitely the first sign that this is a person who has a very finely honed and dangerous weapon and does really not know what to do with it. Wipes the sword off, puts it in a sheath. Sort of skirts the deer, who is like, keeps looking at it with one hand on the green glasses, like looking at the deer. It's like, okay. Walks over, puts the light, tries to turn it back on. The light seems to be wedged open, like and pointing directly at the tree canopy, and starts mentally doing something. Like, you can't tell if it's a spell or if he's just like doing equations in his head or something. Just like carry the 1, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay. Hey, we should maybe go right now. We should go like right now. Right now.
Okay.
Yeah, like immediately. There is a rumbling sound from deeper in the forest. Bess, it is behind you. There's the thunderous sort of like plodding that you heard at the beginning several hours ago. For a moment, it's it's several hundred feet away, and then there's a pause, and then it seems to be like 100 feet away, and seems to be getting very, very, very close at a pace. And the ground is starting to not only breathe a little bit, but also tremble.
I will now casually, because I thought it was closer before, because when I felt it, I was like startled.
It's like immediately, yeah.
Oh my God. But then as I'm feeling it get closer, I can also kind of feel the distance. And so I like light-footed as possibly step to the other side of the line. And now I think I am close enough where I can actually check in on the deer, though I know I'm being called to do something else. I think
the deer is grievously wounded. It is clinging onto life. It is not in danger of immediately donking it. The fires have been quenched. The bleed has been sort of staunched, or at least the bleed effect is gone. However, this deer, if you breathe on this deer wrong, it will be venison stew. Although acidic, it might be gamey. It's hard to say. Anyway, Yeah, that's the general state of it. Not great. Not dead, but not great. From in the forest, there is also a hissing. It turns out, Bessemer, there were two sounds. There was the immediate breathing that you were hearing behind you, and then also a lumbering sound. Because a large spotlight is still being beamed into the forest, which is acting as a great, as was pointed out by DCI Beans earlier on, lure.
Gaslight.
And yeah,
We are not being gaslighted.
I think you gaslit yourself a little bit.
Being gaslit, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think
No,
we're being
you aren't.
gaslighted.
I mean, it is a gaslight.
It's
That's not
yeah.
a gaslight. It's a spotlight.
It's a light made of gas.
um
Aren't they
a-
halogen?
it's like could be mercury vapor, sodium vapor, ammonia. It's many different kinds of lights under God's kingdom.
Fluorescent.
Yes. Fluorescent, that's another great. Incandescent, another awesome, great kind of light. What other kinds of light are there, guys? There's clean
LED.
lights,
Candle.
spotlights, there's candles, flamethrowers,
Wrapped
lots
with
of
How many
magma,
types
black
How
body.
many types of light can we fit in phosphorescent into the last 4
in
minutes?
the last 3 minutes?
CRT.
Yeah, no.
Sunlight.
Speaking of light, cracks of the right behind you, as you step past the line, it's a good thing you did make your way back, because on that side of Ceylon's line, a phosphorescent sort of crack erupts in the ground, and a great hissing sound escapes it. The ground itself sort of erupts. Soil and roots are dropping from it. This is some unnamed entity of the forest, now rimmed in this light, which it seems to be in absolute awe of. It is trying to grab onto it. As the lumbering behind you guys gets louder and louder. This person who says, "Hey everybody, my name is Green Specs. I wear the green specs. It's pretty self-explanatory. Listen, we should go. We should go right now. Do you have a vehicle? Oh, we came in here on foot. We're not gonna outrun this thing. Let's go. Right now, we're gonna go see Bellish. We're gonna get this all figured out. I'm gonna get so promoted in the club, and you all can get what you want, and then nobody has to die tonight. Yay! Let's go.
Wait, didn't that deer die?
He looks
That
over.
deer
deer's
is
fine.
not going to fucking
You're
die.
still alive. It's
As
still alive.
Yeah, it's still
we-
alive. So as Great Specs moves, takes the glasses off and puts them in one pocket, like still having a sort of trying to self-conscious air of menace as he takes the green glasses off. The deer sort of like suddenly looks up, listens to the noise out of a haze, hears the noise behind, looks at the sort of scene, deeply confused about what's going on, and starts limping off into the underbrush.
Okay, bye.
Hey, how many
Didn't even
seats are
say
in
thank you.
Christine?
There's a trunk.
Yeah, 4 plus a trunk.
I
Isn't
feel
it
like this
5?
just
Isn't there that
casually.
middle seat?
Oh, sorry, DCABs, what did you say? Or White, what did you say?
I was just saying, I think it casually unfolds that we all just like shuffle toward the car awkwardly, like chatting still as this lumbering thing is attacking. And it's very like, yeah, we're like driving away, just sort of ignoring it, just having a conversation.
Yeah,
That's the
Oh
vibe.
Oh
I'm
my
getting.
god, like the Iron Giant.
just
What?
casually.
Like when the Iron
They're
Giant is
shouting to each
lumbering.
other. So did you let Greed Speaks sort of ride middle seat or shotgun or did you stuff him in the trunk?
All right, there is space.
There's
Technically,
space. Yeah, it's very awkward. He's like, well, let's make small talk as we're shouting as the
No.
footfalls of this creature are lumbering
Miss-
behind it.
I'm going to citizens arrest you on behalf of the questing network, and so you must sit here, and I will sit in your lap, and you will pet me behind the ears, and if at any time you stop, I will spray you with noxious fumes.
Yeah. That seems reasonable. He's
This
like,
is
yeah,
fair,
I
yeah?
truly
That
hate
seems like a really good thing to
petting-
do inside a car.
yeah, don't do that inside, Christine.
It would just be terrible if all of you got butt gassed right now. That would just be awful. But no, it sort of gets into the rhythm, and it's like, yeah, this is actually pretty soothing. Seems like a little bit of the menace is going away, just a tiny bit. You did attempt to try and negotiate. You negotiated back in good faith. As you are driving the road through, as you race past Ceylon's line, trying to drive around the lumbering sounds of this great beast, one of the colossi of the forest, Mossy Mox. viciously starts attacking and devouring the spotlight behind you as these other skittering rooted entities are all swarming around it, confused by the gasoline, confused that their cool looking light sort of disappeared. And as you drive away, Green Specs like looks behind and it's just like, oh man, that was gonna be so sweet. That's too bad. Boy, one of those things popping out of an orb would have just blown everybody's mind.
You seem to love enslaving animals, but you weren't prepared to catch that one.
Oh, we were prepared until you idiots showed up, and then Paramore disappeared. She always disappears. Just
Well,
bounces.
that's what you get.
When you let your heart win. And doesn't sound like you were too prepared there, then were you?
Look, we were plenty prepared. Ugh, this is awful. Look, it's fine. This is, you know what? This is actually, we're going to save a situation. This might actually save my ass from all of this.
Yeah.
Citizens Arrest sounds super great. He sort of like, covers the snicker in his mouth.
I am going to stab you in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, I am going to find you. Just so you know, this is a promise.
He reaches out, one hand still petting DCI Beans and hits you on the shoulder warmly from where you're sitting or from where you're driving the car. He says, "Yep, stab me wherever I am. You got it. Anytime, any place. Sounds great. We could bring beast orbs. We can have a thing. And for the record, it's acquiring animals. It's an entire look. Bellish explained all of this to me. It's acquiring them. It's all good. It's all natural.
2 hours actually.
2 hours, 59 minutes.
I sleepily whisper 1 hour. I don't like the idea of being of an animal being imprisoned against my will. With that, do we iris in on the group kind of like argue befriending Green Specs, the asshole teen with a katana, as a colossus chases us through the forest as we head toward Turney?
Thereabouts.
Damn.
Any final moments that Bessemer or Fasole or Hirsute want to end with?
So you know how when you're looking at a cop, there's like a big like sort of golden shimmering circle around their gun. Fasole is getting that with the katana because he wants to break it really bad.
Just reaching slower.
You mean like a context action in a video game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bessemer's just being quiet because I'm a little sad. I was a little bit hoping to get kidnapped into the forest, and it didn't happen.
Wild.
Into
the unseemly underdeep.
And I haven't said it to anyone, but I'm
you need help.
I'm
really?
I'm just sitting in the car a little sad, like Will in Stranger Things when he hasn't come out as gay yet and he's just crying. That's a little
just like there isn't rain, pittering onto the window by
but you can't tell because I'm crying.
Yeah, just like spittering it. There's also maybe like colossus drool spattering on it, like behind you.
Bessemer, I think you have Stockholm Forest Peter Pan disease, which we should talk about in like some other time. Physician, heal thyself,
Look, healing takes lots of forms.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, Beans. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in character. That's what we do.
You'll never
join
know.
us
Hex.
next time on the Sometimes stream for addressing in some various form all of the many adventurous, many personal issues and a decisive showdown with the mysterious person known as Bellish. Join us next time on the Beast Orb Bounty of Brocadia County.
June 17th.
June 17th. That's right. There's a date.
No, that is a bold-faced lie. It will be on June 24th. It's a Monday.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, that's right. We did change it. That's right. I'm sorry.
We even redid the font.
We even redid the thing. I'm sorry, everyone.
Join us for the decisive conclusion of the Beast Orb Bounty of Brocadia County here at the Sometimes stream. June 24th. Thank you so much for catching the copy.
I'm going to catch a Mewtwo.
Ending the stream.